What's that?
It's perfect. You want to be that guy?
Good morning, DCTV.
Friday.
It is fucking Friday. Welcome this morning. We have such an amazing show today, but welcome to DCTV. My name is Brad. This is Jaime. We got Tamp and the real Data Lord, aka Brandon, on deck here as well. I think Don's coming. He said he was going to be here, but we'll
He
see.
was restarting his computer to avoid the blue screen of death.
Of course he was.
And
course.
So we'll pour a mimosa.
My Latin Standard Time. He's always barely there on time.
But
we love the man.
But welcome to DCTV, where we the show where we talk about really whatever we want, but mainly focused on crypto and all things NFTs and beyond. So, guys, we have a special guest.
Yes.
That we cannot wait to bring onto the show. She'll be coming on a little bit later to talk about music and NFTs. And this is something that I actually never really thought about as far as like a use case or utility, what have you. So I'm really pumped to speak with her about it and how it's all working in her world. I'm super excited about that. But looking at the overall markets right now, everything's green. We're seeing some green shoots all over the place. Job reports are in, and they're up to 261,000. It's a huge number. S&P is up over 0.5%. That's up 25 points. The Dow's up 159. Nasdaq's up 77 points. Looking at crude oil, and that is threatening to. It's actually up above 91.87 for WTI crude. Gas prices are about to go right back up, guys. And then looking at Bitcoin, it is sitting at a nice 20,653 per Bitcoin. It's up 536 points. Interesting day in the markets, Jaime.
It's a fucking Friday. That's what even the markets are like, guys, we're ready. We're ready.
Yeah,
time to DCA Friday, bud.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All you dollar cost averagers, get in there. It's a good day to keep going. Never stop that dollar cost averaging into whatever your investment is. Is it gold? If it's a Bitcoin, whatever it is, dollar cost average is a good way to grow your portfolio.
Yeah,
always.
Absolutely. And I just kind of wanted to point over to the charts here.
Here, let me welcome the man, the legend.
Wait.
The timely.
We're just done. There he
There we
is.
go.
There he is.
So looking at the 3-day chart, we are looking for a push at this very moment into the 50 moving average. The big question is, will today, Friday, will it cross above and test it as support? That's a ceiling I've been watching for a little while. We saw earlier back in August, we're trying to reach it, never reached. Now we're actually tapping it. The big question is, will it cross and hold as support on the 50 moving? That would give us a nice opportunity to the $38,000 target. Of course, let's look at the higher time frames for a more detailed view of it. So we're now looking at the weekly. We're seeing it start to push up. The next ceiling on the weekly, which closes Sunday this weekend, is about 23,800. The big question is, what will happen? Will we reach it? Just watch this, watch Bitcoin as she moves forward. On the monthly, the 50 moving average, which is close to the 23,800, in this case, 23,128. We have a whole month of November to decide what's going to happen here. But the early markers, what we're watching to see what happens by the end of this week is 23,800. Will we cross it and test as support by the next week, or will we go do my buy, the long-term buys? I'm always dollar cost averaging, but will we go back to the location I want to go buy at on the long term, or adjust my buys to the new realities? In my case, I always let the market tell me what it's going to do. Price action tell me where we're headed in the long term. Don, any opinions, any thoughts? Please share charts. I love your zones. They're the sweet zones and the moving zones.
I know I told Tamp this. What did I tell you, Tamp? I said, watch the dollar live. See if it reacts to the dollar. Hang on
Yes,
one second.
you did.
And
where's your mic? Your mic at, Don?
What do you mean, where's my mic at?
You sound like you're using...
It's your laptop audio, your laptop mic, bud.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
You still sound
Yeah.
sexual, so continue.
Yeah. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah. Your information is more valuable than your voice.
Yeah.
All right, how about that? I don't know why.
There we
Oh,
go.
there's the man, the legend, the myth.
I'm telling you, this tech stuff is not like. Let's just go back to a classroom or caveman. I can just etch this stuff in the wall.
No, you're rad. Let's go.
All right, hang on. Let me. Hopefully, that doesn't confuse the computer. Let me just share my screen.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Blue screen, guys. Get ready.
While you're doing
Talk about
that,
like. You talk
we're
about
going to go ahead and partake and participate with Tamp here.
Tamp.
Man, I'd love a fire sale.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen.
Listen, I said
Cheers.
bacon and beer is a thing.
Bacon and
So cheers.
beer,
Cheers.
mimosas.
Happy Friday.
Cheers to
everybody.
Friday.
It's 5 o'clock in Europe for sure.
Somewhere. Iraq.
I feel like so left out. I don't have a monster right now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
no,
our
I
guest has
got to get all this
something
set up, and
That's
then
right.
still took forever. The one thing I wanted to watch was Bitcoin react to the U.S. dollar news, because that's when I think other players will get in. That was the big thing that got me into Bitcoin again back at like 16,000, was watching people hedge it against the U.S. dollar. And so we got non-farm payrolls out. I think we got jobs still coming out, but stuff that will obviously affect the dollar. So seeing the dollar actually drop down and Bitcoin pop up just in unison like this is exciting.
correlation or causation.
It's hedging.
Thank you, Don. I saw the disdain in your voice. Hedging, you idiot. Okay, go.
Yeah. So unfortunately, if the big people start getting in and this is the top for the dollar, there probably won't be a Bitcoin to 10,000 thing, which Bank of America did give us that heads up. They said,
Hold on. What? Hold on. Can you repeat that?
if this,
I just didn't hear you. I wasn't paying attention. I was busy with my pinky up in my mimosa. Can you?
oh,
repeat
you're
that,
not
please?
right either. We're not going down. We're not going to this far.
Can you just repeat that one more time? That's,
Oh, I'm
that's all
gonna
I
repeat it.
asked.
I'll be worded a little different so you can understand. Bitcoin won't
My
go
pinky's
to
up.
12,000. What Bitcoin
Go
won't go
ahead.
to is 12,000. Let me show you real quick. Let me just. You said Bitcoin to 12.
No, I said above it.
Get out of here. Yeah, but every time we talk about it, we're not even gonna be anything. We're not even gonna break this blue zone right here.
Don, God, dog, man, I shook you, boy. You are shook right now, Don. You're
Shook it.
rattled.
Yeah, thanks for
Thou art shook.
No, it's very interesting to see because I was so confident in that Bitcoin going down and just not being the bottom. That I don't want to like prematurely say it. Bitcoin's still largely just sideways. We can look at the screen and kind of no reason to get excited just yet. That's still just sideways.
Mhm.
But if this is the top for the dollar, then that does all change.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think.
I'm with you on that, by the way.
Just to show off. So there's a couple other zones talking about with the dollar. I think when we hit this, that's the bottom of like the stock market and all that. Like we go sideways, maybe there's a bear market rally. Then we remember there's all the bad stuff going on. Markets go down, dollar pops up one more time.
Yep.
That's kind of how I see that panning out. If this breaks, it's going to be an absolute cluster. There'd be no place to hide on that one. But I'm super pumped for the dollar to come down. That's like my number one indicator right now for stocks, crypto, and Forex, which I'm actually short the dollar right now, which is turning out to be an amazing morning.
Yes. See, it's a great morning for everybody, even Don.
You think a lot of people are just waiting to make sure that their liquid, investments can be safely put into Bitcoin and know that it's going to be the best scoop? You think that's probably the hold up?
That's going to come with regulation, I think. I think there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't mind getting it. There's people that just won't invest until there's regulation. They don't care about the Wild West. And they're not worried like we like it because we're going to catch that hype before they all flood in. It's like people that wouldn't have touched Tesla because it was too crazy. But now that it's in the S&P, they don't mind it. They view it as a safer investment. And so as a trader, we took advantage of that huge run in Tesla because we knew everyone was going to start buying in after. And that's kind of where crypto stands is you're going to front run the risk. You get the reward for it. But, I think regulation's coming, and then at that point, people will start to invest in it, which will, again, more buyers and sellers will push that thing up. So
agreed. Hey,
yeah.
Don, I heard you say that you shorted the dollar. Was
Yeah.
that because of the interest rate releases on Wednesday, or what was going on with that? Why'd you do that?
Hit that zone.
That's all it is. Seriously, that's it.
Yeah, it's just we hit the top of this zone right here, and I actually went long the Euro USD last night, which was like the smallest of them. So still, just a zone play. And then the US CAD was the one that surprised me. This one jumped off.
Wow.
Yeah, this one I'd gotten in a little bit earlier, and just it tagged out, and then I got in right here. It tagged out. I was like, I'll give it one more time, thinking like maybe lower high. And then this morning it just went for it. So like we were just kind of grinding down. I got in right here, and then just had my stop in place, and then I should have added on.
Well done. Well done. And by the way, everyone, do your own research. It's great to see someone who's done this for a while in action. And if it's something that interests you, join at Don Fran Show and learn from him.
Yeah.
It's great information.
Absolutely. Whoa, what was that? Oh my goodness.
We got a police chase.
Goddamn ads.
I saw
Goddamn
something come out about the Canadian banks, Don. You just saying that the US CAD dropping. I'm trying to find it right now, but I thought something came out with Canadian banks. Maybe it was just in crypto. I don't know if they're trying to restrict it or what, but Canada's banks are a mess.
Just find new ways to remove freedoms. That's the move.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here it is.
The other day.
Yeah. Never mind. It was just a Bank of Canada sets out a path for regulating digital payment providers. So that's what it was. So not directly related like I thought it might be.
Yeah. What's funny is oil will move this a lot.
Well, yeah, oil is going crazy right now. I mean, we're sitting at WTI crude's at around $92 a barrel, looking like it's trying to march towards 100. We'll see if that happens. But moving on, I wanted to kind of get into the WTF news of the day. Before we do, though, let me go ahead and make sure that you guys check out our Discord. The link is in the description. Love to have you guys over there at DCTV. We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time. But if you want more access to DCTV to carry on some of these conversations that we're having this morning, make sure you go check that out. Again, that's the DCTV Discord. It's absolutely free to join. The link is in the description. Okay, today's WTF news of the day. Listen, I've picked on Greg's Gastonia, picked on Texas. It's only fair that I pick on Maryland. If you guys don't know that I'm a native Marylander, and so today is that day that Maryland makes the news. A Maryland family orders a prop casket for Halloween party and then finds a dead woman's belongings, including her ashes, in the casket.
No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Yeah, this is
my gosh.
This is a real story.
Even possible?
So a Baltimore family who ordered a prop casket for a Halloween party found a dead woman's belonging inside, including what they suspected were her ashes. The Wozniak family said that they had ordered the casket from Facebook Marketplace. After the discovery, the family took to TikTok to share the bizarre episode of the hopes of returning the items to the deceased family. Can you imagine?
How the hell does that even happen?
No respect for Nana. That's not right.
I know. Right. Or one last hurrah. She loved Halloween. They shipped her to a location. Who knows?
Yeah, I just
sell me on Facebook Marketplace. F it, you know. Like,
wow. No returns. It says it right here on Facebook.
Like my wife and I watched that
casket.
Hoarder show. It reminds me of that.
What the crazy part? They still use the casket as their.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Clearly,
they just moved Nana to the corner. So can you come pick her up? It's
where
bad.
did they say did they say they were going to spread her ashes or just send them on tour? You know, like, hey, great grandma, you go see the world.
Yeah.
Were they like contained in a plastic bag, or were they just like dusty in there? You know.
They were in a plastic bag. They said they had rented the casket through Freeman Funeral Services. Well, that company is now going out of business, and that she was cremated after. Oh my god!
No, this is how you get Nana to tour the world. We turn this into an NFT, And every year, just like these recipe chains that your mom used to do, somebody bids to have Nana come to their Halloween setup.
Dude,
Oh
And then
my
the
God.
next year and the next year. And so she can be passed on. This casket can be passed on to all the biggest displays. And Nana gets to travel the world.
in 500 years later, as this tradition continues, you know
Yeah.
this is gonna be huge.
Did y'all's moms not ever do the recipe chain?
Yes,
It was
mine did.
snail mail. Yeah.
Betty
So like you get a
Crocker.
recipe, you make it, and then you send that recipe and a recipe of your choice to like a what pen pal.
Yeah,
That's right.
right.
That's what
Almost
we're gonna do.
geocaching. Yeah.
Yeah, with Nana's casket.
Yeah, with that.
I-
So
I-
Edith Cruz is her name. She was a 74-year-old community pastor who died in January of COVID-19. Other items found in the other items were found taped underneath the cardboard of the casket inside that included Cruz's photograph of her death certificate, which had her social security number, and the George Washington University hospital bracelet she wore. And that was from Fox 5 DC that's reporting on that. That
Wow.
is
Damn.
You missed
like
the
it.
Halloween mark, my dude.
it's horrible, but like it's still hilarious. I feel like if that happened to me, like if I was a dead person, if I died and that happened to me, I would still laugh about it. So hopefully, Edith, you're laughing about it wherever you
Yes.
are. Rest
We
in
love
peace.
you. Thank you
Did
for
no
making
one
our
question the
Friday.
foot hanging out of the casket though?
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro,
Like-
I can't imagine.
What kind of funeral director are you? Like you couldn't even get the body all the way in there? Like what's
That's a
going
prop.
on here?
That's the prop.
Dude's drunk on power.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a prop. I thought they're supposed to look real. I just question their tactics at this point. Like what's going on? I'm surprised you bought one that has a real person in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, moving on. We do have a special guest here that's going to be tuning in at about, we're going to have on in about 10 minutes. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. I would love to have you guys be a part of this conversation. I can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing. She woke up super early because she's over there on the West Coast. So we want to make sure that we're giving her all of the love and the respect for just getting up
That's
when
right.
it's still dark outside.
She's a hustler.
So I'm super pumped about that. She is going to speak to us about music and NFTs and how all that works. We can't wait for that as well.
Can we cheers to that?
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers
absolutely.
to that. Just take
Absolutely.
a moment.
Yeah.
There you go.
Friday
guys.
cheers.
Beautiful. Look at that chart right there.
All right. So moving on, I wanted to get to a couple other news items before we get to Eunice here. Looking at what Brandon had brought to the table. So crypto giant Binance is exploring the benefits of a bank acquisition. I think that this is going to be absolutely amazing if this goes through. And this could be a huge push in adoption for cryptocurrency. But I don't want to take any more away from that. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and have the floor here?
Yeah, thank you. So you know, last stream we talked about how Coinbase is kind of looking into the same. You know, they were trying to specifically get into Ripple and whatnot, but we then see Binance, another big crypto over-the-counter giant, and Bloomberg's the one who originally reported on this. But you know, basically, CZ. He was saying there are people who hold certain types of local licenses, traditional banking, payment service providers, even banks. We're looking at those things and we want to be the bridge between crypto and the traditional finance world. He goes on to say, what we found is that banks work with us. We drive so many users to them so that the bank's valuation goes up exponentially. Like, why don't we just invest in them as well so that we capture some of the equity upside? So like, that's perfectly sensible, right? If there's money moving hands and you now have this huge financial uptick just from traditional investments and the banking industry, why wouldn't you get in the middle of that? And CZ's the owner of Binance. He has a huge vested interest to make sure that regulation goes in the right direction, right? Yep. And so I think that's the same reason why we saw Coinbase on our last stream also trying to get into that Ripple thing, because Ripple, even though we're not fans of it, it will inform how other cryptocurrencies are tipped, either as a currency, as a commodity, or as a security. So this is kind of a big deal, actually.
It's a brilliant move, actually, and in the crypto industry, this has been tried before with a Noble Bank in Puerto Rico, with an original group with USDT and a few others, because they understood crypto needs a ramp, an on-ramp and off-ramp into fiat. overall. So now, after all these experiments that have been going on the on-off ramps, the next step now is actually getting involved where you have a foothold where there is a quality control of the on and off ramping into the crypto space. So the fact that CZ is now mentioning it, it shows that he has a clarity of direction to help the world actually adopt crypto, because that's one of the biggest obstacles and hurdles, even in the United States, on how to get on and off. Like Bank of America already announced to a few people, and Banco Santander also sent the same communication to their users of, we will not accept funds coming from an exchange into your bank account or sending it off. So CZ's move at the moment is now going to remove those obstacles from the banks, traditional banks, to allow anyone in or out through a licensed legal bank. Where it's going to be, that's going to be curious, huge curiosity about it, but it will revolutionize the off-ramp and on-ramp.
Yeah, and look at the bottom of the article too. There's a second piece that he brings up. It says, previously, Binance said it had set aside about $1 billion to spend on acquisitions. At the time, CZ said Binance was focused on purchasing troubled crypto lending firms that faced financial hardships due to bear market that started in May. And then it says, just this week, Binance committed $500 million, so $500 million, to billionaire Elon Musk's buyout of social media giant Twitter, saying that the investment was priceless because social media and Web3 will fuse with Musk at the company's helm. So I think CZ clearly sees the opportunity with Elon owning Twitter in the first place to start seeing real integrations into the crypto space. And I think everybody knows once we see that proven out to be profitable and working, we're going to see other social medias do the same thing, because they want a piece of that pie and they don't have to do the experimental part of seeing if it actually has any stickiness or adoption in, like, the normal market. So I think this is extremely visionary of CZ to do this. It's extremely visionary of Elon Musk to do this. And we live in exciting times.
Absolutely. We've had those discussions.
Yeah.
Temp, I know you're about to say something, but imagine now having the control on the on and off and making it super easy through Twitter.
Yep.
To do these. Sorry, Tam, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. All this, it brings me back to the saying that we all know, where it's like, first they laugh at you and then they mock you and then they shun you and then they join you, basically something along those lines, whatever. And here we are, all of a sudden, we've been hearing for the last couple months, banks all over the place allowing some sort of Bitcoin, whether it be through some sort of investment vehicle, or now they're buying spot Bitcoin. They're actually teaching certain qualified investors how to actually own the asset directly, and you hear it, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Carnegie Mellon, BNY Mellon, the rolled R bank that Jaime said earlier. And this isn't because all of a sudden these banks understand Bitcoin and they believe in it. And oh my gosh, we realize our enemy is our friend, right? They're doing it because however much in a certain cryptocurrency, most of the time right now, it's Bitcoin and ETH with some few exceptions. However much of those assets that these banks hold collectively, they can then turn around in, fractionalized lending, turn around and lend out anywhere between 4 and 20% of that value to you, me, and anybody in between. So this is purely a business move. Your Jamie Dimons of the world still despise Bitcoin, but now all of a sudden, when there's an opportunity to make money on it, now the banks are acting like they want to play ball. CZ sees this, Binance sees this, and thinks, we already have all the tools. Why don't we just do the same thing? Instead of giving the banks all the power in the world to lend and have them act like they're going to be the saviors of finance, we can step in and do this better than you. And we are the future of finance, right? So I think this is it's a good move. It's a bold move, but this move right here will start changing the rules of the game as we know it when it comes to legacy banking. Get ready. There's going to be some big rule changes because not just anybody's allowed to be a bank. I mean, have you ever tried to get into a distributor business as a liquor company? It's like dealing with the cartel. It's
So many
impossible.
licenses. Yeah.
Right. And if you think liquor's hard, try to be a bank.
Mhm.
Try to organize a bank and let me know the red tape that you see there. That is old, true, powerful money. And for CZ and Binance to step in and actually have a place because they hold the asset that these banks can lend against and make money, there will be power plays made, rules changed. This goes deep, deep, deep. If he actually does get a banking certificate, if that's what you want to call it, if he gets green lighted to be a bank, that's a powerful move right there.
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason, for those of you that are new to crypto, the reason why CZ is such a legend, and it's not as fanboys or anything of that sort. It's kind of like what the Bible says, by the fruits you'll know these men. CZ has built into the crypto sphere, or into crypto, since the beginning, and always looking out and very quick to react against scams, against anything that could damage the industry itself. And that, and he's been building into the industry. He was, my understanding, he was born in China. He originated his exchange in China, but when China started locking in and trying to get rid of anything crypto, he started becoming a digital nomad and looking for jurisdictions, everything within the law, so he could remain unhindered and the industry can remain unhindered building. So that's the importance of CZ in this industry. And you can see he's supporting it even with Elon acquiring Twitter, because himself, he has a huge following, and so many bots start trying to change the narrative or the attention away from where it needs to be. So that's just so you're aware of who CZ is in this case.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that a lot of these financial institutions are trying to get involved in crypto. Again, not because they believe in, to Tam's point, but they want to abstract value from it. And so if they can become a middleman in a centralized, agreement with end users, that's abstracting a decentralized platform, they don't care that it's decentralized. You don't hold your Bitcoin. You don't have your keys, and so you can call it whatever you want. And if they can sell it to you that way, that's fine. If they can get the money into their bank for liquidity, they'll do it. But the big idea here is that they just want to be middlemen so they can capture that arbitrage. And that's not in and of itself wrong, but they are going to try to play this idea that, yeah, it's decentralized, it's Bitcoin lending, but really it's under the hood, just normal lending, because you don't hold your private keys. It's not Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
Great conversation, guys. I definitely want to see if anybody's curious in wanting to continue this conversation in Discord. So make sure you guys go check us out. Again, it's absolutely free to be a part of our Discord to continue that conversation. We'll be there all weekend if you guys want to continue that on. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free. Also, make sure that you're hitting that like and subscribe button. We certainly would appreciate it as well. Let's go ahead and bring on our guest of the hour.
All right. Yeah, she just said she's here. I don't see her on screen though. So let's try.
There she is.
Right.
We have Eunice. She is a musician, has music that lives on in the form of NFTs. I am super pumped to have this conversation. Eunice, how are you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm good. How are you guys?
It's great meeting you. We've
Great meeting you too.
been speaking a lot about you and the hustle. A lot of our community, that's what we're about, is building a better future. We've all been in different levels of our lives. So just witnessing someone with your talent going through that growth and reaching these, and I know you're not at your apex yet. You're way too young to have reached it. So just seeing that evolution and how you're applying NFTs and technology, the next industry, into your business. We will definitely dive deeper into what you've built.
Yeah, I mean, I started trading first in terms of my encounter with crypto. So that all started with that hustle of of, oh, I'm a musician, music's free, okay? When's the last time anyone paid for an MP3? So I was racking my brains, like, how do I make some income? And I have limited marketable skill as a performer. And I started day trading normal stocks. And, you know, a few years ago, it was way easier than right now in the bear market. And then I keep hearing the buzzword Bitcoin. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. It sounds really nerdy and something I didn't really Google until later. And, you know, what's funny, the moment I actually took the time to like look up Bitcoin was when I saw this meme. And it says like, oh, kids these days, they don't want a PS4 anymore. They want a Bitcoin. Like they're asking their parents for Bitcoin. Like, okay, what the hell is this? And that was the moment where I'm like, okay, let me see who knows about this. And I thought of somebody, his name is Khalif, actually. He does YouTube as well. And yeah, I called him up. I was like, please explain to me what the heck is this Bitcoin thing? And that's how it snowballed. Actually, well, then I bought in a bit and forgot about it.
What was that price?
Oh, wow. Yeah. What year was this? And where were you?
This was January 2019.
Okay.
And Bitcoin was at 3,800.
Nice.
Amazing.
It just took a dip that month too. So and
Good
I was
timing.
in Bushwick. I was living in a basement. I was doing art and and day trading Tesla and all these Chinese electric car stuff. Yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah. It was like, what? There's so many of them. I thought there was like only Tesla and a handful.
But why trading? Like, what made you say, "Hey, let me start trading"? Has that always been like a hobby of yours?
That's the thing. Like, when I learned about Degen, I was like, I'm that.
Degen.
I do that.
You're an all-in type of gal, huh?
Like,
I
am
love it.
I a YOLO trader?
Yeah.
Do I own GME? Yes. Do I own Blueberry, Blackberry? I'm like, oh god.
Did you start on Robinhood?
I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How else do you trade? But you lay in bed with a thumb. Like...
That's how Don started too.
But you know what, Eunice, you are that generation. You are this next generation up and coming. So it's great to have a conversation with you. You know, so we can have understand where you're coming from, what the struggles have been, and where you're headed. So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So
you said you had purchased and then didn't look at it for a little while. Tell us now when you re-engaged.
Well, okay. So full disclosure, I bought about $400. I don't know why my friend didn't tell me to just buy, but $400. The next thing I checked, it was like 7,000. I was like, what the heck is this? It was like deeply tucked in Gemini, actually. And I remember the transaction back then was like $20 just to buy that $40. So as a struggling musician, I was like, okay, well, we'll do that, but that's it. But yeah, the next thing it was like 7,000. I was like, oh, hold on. And
there's something to this.
Yeah. And I really, since then, I transitioned out of day trading and I started trading crypto, and I was just drank the Kool-Aid, and it's all about crypto in my life. And I mean, I've always been singing and writing songs. And so this year I started diving deeply into the music NFT scene, learning all about it, being in the community, and really brainstorming how what the future is like with crypto and with music combined together.
And what lessons have you learned? Like, what was your first impression of this NFTs and music, and where are you at now? Like, take us through your evolution into it.
It's super fascinating because even as an artist, I've lived through years of understanding that music is free these days. You know, like people go on YouTube, people go on Spotify. Spotify charges you, but YouTube, you can just listen free. There's so many avenues of free entertainment, and how do you sell something that's free? And watching like art NFT blowing up, and certain digital rocks and apes and that blowing up. I mean, there's part of me that's really skeptical as an artist. I know that's like, this doesn't look very right. And as a trader, I'm like, there's something fishy going on. There's a lot of money laundering.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Yeah. The term hype is beautiful. How much human psychology is behind everything we do, whether we like it or not. Trading, I mean, it's human psychology too, but we have charts and all that. NFT, I mean, the risk is just, from 0 to 5,000.
And it makes sense to you as an artist to go through this exercise, because you're looking at the whole industry. Everything's free. How the hell do I, as an artist, make money, towards the future? So it makes sense that you'd be exploring hype versus scam, in the NFT. So where are you at now? Like, are you actually executing on NFTs? How are you working into the NFT industry?
Yeah, I mean, I basically just started my journey, even though I've been in the community for.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Eunice, we were setting up to
wow the stuff up
audience
for some people.
for you.
That's
about you. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I just dropped my first music NFT actually 2 days ago. So that's the beginning of my journey. That's a Genesis drop, and that was on Catalog, and it's one of these marketplace that solely sells music, and their model is one of one. So it's looked as a special vinyl collection. And the song's called Under My Skin. It's pressed, it's packaged like a vinyl, and
there you go. We just put it on the screen.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they have an auction function, and within 24 hours. And yeah, I got 2 bids. So basically, the second bidder won, and it sold for 0.4 each.
That's so sick. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, when you did this, did you do it as an auction, or did you put like a target price?
There's a floor price.
Yeah, there's a floor price. I started with 0.33, and then the auction goes for 24 hours, and it's sold. That's and so it really shows that it's about community, basically, in the music sense. We're still very small. I would say that globally, there's probably, I don't know, less than 20,000 active artists, music artists in the scene. So once you're long enough in Twitter, like, you start to see the same names and understand their projects and support each other, and we go from there. And I love the attitude of people in that scene is that, music is not free, and the value of it is determined by the artist, and we can take it from there. Like, I'm doing another drop with sound.xyz, and their model is more of a 25 edition to 100. And so the price itself is different. It's usually around 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, all the way up to how it depends on, how many fans are active and popular and all that.
So going through this with Under My Skin and selling it as an NFT, that whole process, getting paid in ETH, which is cool. Would you do this again with any of your other releases, or what do you see for that?
Yeah, of course. I'm hooked. I can't wait. It's funny that you mentioned that. It reminded me of this article I read. Like, this woman, she has the bragging rights of saying that she's never traded fiat for crypto. I was like, what? What do you mean? And she just started doing art, selling art, and then buying ape and trading that. And like, she can say that she literally made turn art into crypto.
Yeah.
And I think
Amazing.
that's just super cool. And that's kind of a goal that I have right now.
She's a
is
native.
to
Yeah.
just magically make ETH or whichever
Mhm.
currency. I do plan to explore other chains like Solana and Flow and Tezo even, and just to see what's going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
that's so
great.
cool that we have so many options.
So, question for you: what? Tell me about the journey you went on until you kind of determined Catalog.works was, the platform you wanted to release on. Were there other platforms you were considering too?
Mm. The Catalog, Sound, and a whole bunch of marketplaces. They're well known in the scene for strictly doing music,
Mhm.
and so eyeballs are on them. And so there's an application process as well, and it takes some time to get through it. And fortunately, I got in, and it was super exciting. I feel like I'm checking off things off a bucket list. So
Mhm.
that's very, very
So
cool.
it's slightly exclusive. You actually have to go through a validation process. It's not just a free for all like on
Mhm.
OpenSea. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, OpenSea. But then there's other options. You know, Zora is another one that's not gated, and a lot of artists are looking into building their own sites as well, doing their own
Mhm.
contracts
So
with
do you
Manifold and whatnot.
cool? Do you have anything attached as far as royalties are concerned to the NFT that was sold? So every time maybe it changes hands, do you get a royalty percentage of that, or how does that one, your first NFT sold, how does that benefit you down the road, if at all?
Yeah, there's a 10% royalty that will be trickled down every time it's bought and sold.
Amazing.
That's
You got to
the
get
beauty.
in the holiday song business, because those
Yeah.
things are that'll get you paid in the long run.
Some Mariah Carey.
This
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah,
Wow. The
Imagine
first
it.
holiday NFT
you
out.
got to do it.
Yeah.
What's
You
the
got to
legal
do it.
route? What's the legal route to just singing Jingle Bells? I mean, everybody does it. So like,
Mhm.
what do you
But
got
do
to
it.
do? Like, that's not taking
I
someone's
mean,
lyrics.
that's a great conversation because, like I always joke, like there's no NFT court right now, you know.
Exactly. Just do it.
And the court system really is the rules built into the NFT chain, the blockchain itself. That's the
I
court
think
itself.
I think artists, producers, we always have contracts that we will sign, who owns the right and whatnot. And I mean, a stream is a stream. So if you the contract says if you stream the song, you know, that's the intellectual property of this writer and this. So I feel like even though it's NFT or not, if there's a contract that says like you know the writers give you permission or not, like that,
Mhm.
you know, it's legal. It's possible to be legally protected. And
Correct.
obviously, like as an artist, I wouldn't want to, you know, screw other artists over and
Of course.
whatnot, you know. But I mean, in the music industry, there's mastering rights, right? Like if you own the masters, you're technically allowed to exploit the product. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
And royalties is a key benefit to continue your growth and also secure your future revenues, you know.
Yeah.
And the NFT is the tool that allows you to do that in a way that's even traceable all the way through and auditable. So it's great. Lord Fennerer, one of our community members, he asked the question, does the NFT give the buyer publishing rights? So let's say the person that just bought yours. Okay.
Usually no. I do see projects that are offering publishing rights.
Mhm.
OMG Kirby is one of them. You can literally just buy the song. You can write to it or not write to it, and then just put it on Spotify, and it's completely yours. So I think in addition to buying the NFT, they would send you a contract that would state that like you do own the publishing right. But no, I mean, I was browsing through NFTs. I found the Weeknd's NFT. I was like, wait, if I buy this, can I remix it? No, you can't do that.
So what does the buyer get? What's the benefit and the utility to the buyer for this, you know?
In this instance, as you defined the NFT for yourself.
Oh, yeah, this is an amazing part where it's basically you get love and devotion from the artist. You get to
Backstage
be
passes
acknowledged.
at least, a meet
Yeah.
and greet, something, FaceTime.
Exactly. There's room to be creative there, where the artist can decide. For me, I'm gonna do a special airdrop. The Genesis collector would forever on the blockchain be, my Genesis collector, and there will never be another one, and I'm trying to design membership for my first 100 collectors and supporters. I keep them in Discord, that culture.
Beautiful.
And also, for sure, you can give them backstage passes, the next concert tickets. They have allow listing for your next project, or like first listens, and whatever else,
Very cool.
There's two models, there's sometimes I joined Cooper Turley's a cohort, and his point of view is just focus on the music, boil it down to music can also be a valuable piece of art, as valuable as it is absolutely. We're just competing with ridiculousness out there. ADE, go for it. Like, okay,
right. The game is stacked against artists, but we have to be creative, which is our natural tendency to find other ways to fund what we're doing. And I do know that, like, Joel Zimmerman, deadmau5, he published a really successful NFT launch for his music on Polygon, and it's called Heads. So it just basically generative art for all those mouse heads that are so popular. And I think he has a pattern that if you're not closely following, you would widely benefit from. But he does a lot of like gating, where he'll allow people who are NFT holders to get tickets way before, they get special privileges too, like they're able to actually get backstage, for example, or specific sections, meet and greets, that type of thing. And I think that really is the future of artists, because we have the ability to bring close the people who believe in what we're doing, and reward them for supporting what we do.
And our mantra, Eunice, at DCTV is literally, we are part of this grand experiment with the community in terms of NFTs. So having you join us in this conversation, there's another community member, Boston CEO, who is trying to find a way of leveraging NFTs as a business to support artists, and how can artists protect their intellectual properties, earn royalties, because they are, the idea is you feed the artist because you want more art from them, and not just as a fan base, but because you're in love with what they're producing. And that's where we're encouraging the entire community to join us live and in our Discord, and create bridges to your Discord, like create these bridges where all of us can co-build in this industry. So of course, as DCTV, we're beyond the NFTs, or NFTs is one of the subsets we really want artists and creators to leverage for their own future and their own growth. So we're quite happy to have you in it. And the fact that you're sharing with us how you're doing it in your growth, and and connecting you with other artists as they're growing. So guys, anyone listening to this, please join our Discord and join Eunice's Discord and her Twitter. We posted it on the chat. So please give her a great follow and keep it.
Okay, my Twitter is.
Okay.
Wait, I'm on StreamYard. Does that go to the right chat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We'll
posted.
take care of you. Yeah.
Yes. We'll make sure it gets
it's actually Eunice Music with a Y. I switched it up.
Oh,
okay.
Good.
Well, while we're fixing that, and I know we have some audience questions as well, but you being kind of this new age futuristic artist that's utilizing NFTs and cryptos and kind of the future of things, did that factor into the choice of things like your agent or the team you put around you, or are they more traditional old school and you're trying to do something different? Or did you choose futuristic thinking teams to put around you, knowing this is the route you want to go to.
How'd you find your team?
I'm getting great responses from the Web3 community. So that's where most of my attention right now is in that community, and I intend to continue to do so. I do still have friends who are not in crypto.
Of course.
Normies.
In the music, the wonderful musicians out there that, they just want to focus on making great music, and that's me too. I want to be part of both communities, but also remember the fact that a good song is a good song, and just go do music, bring it back to the Web3 community has been responding so well. And like I said, the creativity with the technology that an artist can use is very exciting. Like, I'm doing a music release party that's going to include photography that we've shot. We're going to animate the photos, and if you buy that NFT, it'll come with the songs. So what do we call that? It's like audio visual. It's musical. It's also visual, like a normal, not normal NFT, but like art NFT. So it's expanding how what sort of art we're presenting in that model.
It's a full experience, is the way I'm understanding it. Like, I get the whole Eunice, like everything from not just her audio, but participation is just, it's a great model, really.
And even right now we can chat about trading, which was a big part of my life, and the whole degen culture, and just things around crypto and NFT that, if I just do music, there's branding that I have to worry about. Even today I'm wearing this. It's not my usual outfit, but it's cold today.
I'm with you.
That's the thing with NFT. It's like the artist becomes the CEO. They decide what the pricing is, what sort of shows they go on, like trading shows,
right?
And the community they keep, whoever they like to engage with, and how much engagement there should be, and whatnot. Even intellectual property. That's another thing that's coming out, that the generative art. How do we do generative music? That might be the next thing that I'm looking into, where you're sharing, for example, my vocals, and then just remixing the hell out of it. Imagine using a machine and remixing my vocals into 5,000 different versions. That's so crazy, So it's getting creative with the technology.
Yeah, thank you for that. One of our community members into crypto, he's asking a question I was going to ask as well. Do you go about listening to the song you purchased on as an NFT? Does that song just play from your wallet? And my addition to that question is, like, do you know for sure if Catalog is storing your wave file in like IPFS as like a decentralized storage, or are they storing it on like Amazon? How are they doing that? Do you know?
I would.
By the way,
Amazon. Yeah.
And by the way, Data Lord and Indo Crypto are very technical. So the question, if you're not in the technical aspect, don't.
If you don't know, just say something. I'm a music producer and an architect, so I do stuff.
Okay. So what I know is that when you upload it, they do make you sign that says, like, this is publicly available for streaming. So if you go on Catalog right now, you can play it, whether you bought the thing or not. But yeah, so publicly available for streaming in terms of Catalog. And then you could listen through MetaMask, through your wallet, and through most marketplaces that let you stream. But also, there's also new apps coming out that you can stream, basically.
Yeah, that's rad that they do Wave too. That's like uncompressed audio. That's so cool. That's really high quality.
That's awesome. And I guess that's where now we can begin, you as the CEO, begin working the model on how the revenue is shared, if it's shared, or how it's funneled back into the artists, so they can continue building and continue moving forward. And by the way, Indo Crypto is his day job is validating NFTs and communities and a lot of the technology itself. So you're already in the Discord, on the DCTV Discord. Reach out to him. He's at Indo Crypto, and they have a great team as a community that can help you through this journey also. So that's what we want to do, is interconnect, so you can validate and have community members and fans support your growth and ensure you're safe in this new industry as we experiment forward. You know?
He works with a group called Rug Pull Finder, and so they specifically hunt down people who are doing people wrong, and validates and rewards people who are in actually delivering what they agree to. So
that's amazing. Yeah, it takes all, for sure, especially in this scene. It does take a lot of whistle blowing, I guess, or just a lot of weird stuff goes on.
Absolutely. And the
validation, for sure. I mean, that's going to be super valuable. Like, I guess Elon Musk seen that coming.
Right.
Validation in music as well. You know, the next thing I worry about is someone just pretending to be me real quick on another marketplace. You know, upload, and it happens in the real world too. You know.
Yeah.
So it's always been a problem, the validation part.
Right.
Fantastic.
So cool. Are there any things that you want to let us know about projects you're working on? Shout outs you want to give?
Sure. Well, I like I said, just dropped my first NFTs, and they're gonna keep coming. And
we'll drop the link.
We'll
drop the link.
The right Eunice.
Correct.
There's another Eunice Wong in the scene. Shout out to her. She's a trader, actually. You should schedule something with her. Confuse your audience a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue dropping new music, and I would love for you guys to join I'm starting a Discord for you guys to join, and growing my members and continuing giving them content.
Well, you have fans in us, Eunice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have a community to back you up on it. And it blew my mind that part of your hobbies was visiting these Web3 conferences. I'm like, damn, this girl's committed. Yeah.
It's rad, yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It shows depth, intelligence, direction. I mean, what else
artistic
could you
vision
ask
too. Like it's artistic vision outside of just the music itself. It's like everything you're presenting to the world as like what you have to offer is being well thought through. So like we see that artistically.
Guys. That's the part of crypto too, where it's so important to build behind the computer, but also a huge value is actually being there in real life to really let people know that you're that person and showing up, and, you know, that sort of culture. And then they're always super fun and crazy.
Like-minded people.
That's how I found
energy together.
Co-builders are so important in your industry also, you know.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And just like turning these Twitter PFPs into real people.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is going to do it for today's show. Again, Eunice, thanks so much for coming in and taking the time and getting up super early to be on our show.
Yes.
We certainly appreciate it. And as always, guys, we have birthdays to round out the hour. So today's birthdays are very interesting. We have a lot of famous actors that have birthdays on November 4th. P. Diddy Diddy, however, whatever he wants to call himself these days, is 52 years old. By the way, did you guys see Diddy's Halloween?
Yes, he was the Joker and stating character apparently the whole night.
Character the whole night. It was
Unreal.
amazing. Amazing. All right. So then we have Matthew McConaughey, who's 52 as well.
All right. Well,
I knew that she was, I knew our Texas girl was gonna love that. Kathy Griffin is also 61, which I thought she was older than that, but maybe she just looked older than that for a while. Jeff Probst is 60, and Survivor's still on CBS. Unbelievable. Des Bryant's 33, and I believe that is. I thought we had more big birthdays than that. Maybe we don't. But then we also have Audrey Hollander, of course, who is 43. She's best known for All White Meat, Anal Acrobats 8, Casting Couch, I mean, a casting couch. Like she was big
That's a
time
legend.
on the casting couch. A squealer, and then finally rounding out double ass meat injection was what she's also known for. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys.
He's a
Make-
DJ, Eunice. This
Make-
guy's a
yeah,
DJ.
speaking of DJ, hey, listen, this is decentralized. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. Make sure, again, you go check out Eunice and go check us out as well at on our Discord. The link is in the description, and you can go check us out at DCTV all over the place. So, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have yourself a great weekend. Eunice, thanks again, and we'll see you all
Thank you
on Monday.
so much.
And
Keep
stay
calm.
on, Eunice.
Yeah, stay on.
Keep
stay on,
calm
Eunice.
and
Don't
huddle
jump off.
on.
Keep
Yeah.
calm and huddle on, guys.
DCA Friday, get it.
Will do.